Hello, my name's Will. I'm here with Mike. We're the Tabletop Donkeys.
Hello.
Welcome back once again to Warhammer 40k Conquest, where we have a look at the issue from this week, and then we play the games from the end of the magazine. We don't actually have any new models this week. This issue comes with a pot of Right Clan Flesh Shade and a pot of Abaddon Black. A second pot of Abaddon Black, because we'll have used it all up by this point, although I don't think there's actually enough black painted things at this point to have got through a whole pot.
No.
So why they thought you'd need one of those, don't know, but maybe you did.
It could be that they initially planned you to base coat everything black, but in all the painted tutorials they tell you to base coat them either Death Guard green or Ultramarines blue. So
yeah, exactly. It would make much more sense to give you a spare pot of those. Inside we have the Age of the Imperium, which is the time from when the Emperor came along and tried to unite humanity, and then times since Xeno's Rising, the Forging Nuva Terra Interregnum, which brings us about halfway to the present time, as it were. This bit here is about the Cicatrix Maledictum, which is the Great Rift, which is the sort of giant warp storm that split the galaxy in half. This is a picture of Abaddon the Despoiler, the arch enemy. Cover art from Codex Eye of Terror from, 2001 maybe, I think. And then, yeah, so you can see there's a map of the galaxy here with the Great Rift going across it, the Cicatrix Maledictum. More Demons of Nurgle, great unclean ones, which, as you can tell from the artwork, are enormous and disgusting. And more about the Death Guard and possessed Chaos Space Marines off the Death Guard, which is basically, they've got a demon inside them. Don't actually get any possessed with this magazine, I don't think, do we?
No.
So it's just for interest purpose, I suppose, at this point.
The nearest you get is some Chaos Spawn.
Yeah, exactly, which is usually possession gone a bit wrong. And then we've got Rute Guilliman, Primarch of the Ultramarines, looking very regal.
Well, technically Primarch of the Silver Templars, because they're a successor chapter to the Ultramarines.
Indeed, he is their spiritual liege. Then he was mortally wounded by his brother Primarch Fulgrim, and then he was put in stasis, and then an Eldar woman called Yvraine turned up and healed him, and it's all very complicated. But anyway, he's back and going around hitting people with the Emperor's sword. And we have information about the Blood Angel Space Marines, another first founding legion from the time of the Great Crusade. Now painted red, and they have slightly different company markings, as you see here. And here we have how to use Right Clan Flesh Shade. As the name suggests, it's a shade for flesh. So you fleshy areas on the models, you add this to them, and it gives a bit of shading and definition to those areas on both sets of miniatures. Then we are on to our missions for this issue, starting here. So we'll get on to that now.
So here we are with our missions for this issue. As you can see, we started here with another map like we had a few issues ago. Only 5 potential battles on this one instead of 10. And as you can see, the Space Marines are trying to find Lord Felthius. So here we are, we have our set of missions before you have Recon Assault. You can see that they are Reivers trying to find Lord Felthius. So it's sort of similar to the previous mission of this type. So the Reivers start at this board edge and have to make it to the opposite board edge, and they have to get within, it's as soon as they touch the board edge that they win. Now it actually says here, as you can see, if you add up all of these numbers for the distances, it's a 34 inch distance, but the board is actually 35 inches. So we're going to go with that, and maybe if it's marginal, like if I have a model less than an inch away from the board edge at the end of the game, that might count as a Space Marine victory, but we'll see if that ever happens. And as you can see in this little text box, the Death Guard have to roll randomly for where they deploy. So you can see they've got 6 deployment zones, and then they deploy in each one. And as you can see here, the Death Guard player deploys first, rolling a d6 for each unit and deploying them in the corresponding map areas. Then the Reivers move on in the first turn, which is when the Space Marines get to go first. And as you can see here, the Space Marines win if they get at least one model to the other side of the playmat before the end of the battle, and they win as soon as it touches the mat edge. And the Death Guard helps to stop them from doing that, and the game lasts for 5 battle rounds. So it is going to be a bit of a challenge for the Reivers to get across, because they can only move 6 inches per turn, have to do some charging and advancing to get there. I get 2 units of 3 Reivers each time, while the Death Guard get 3 Plague Marines and 6 Poxwalkers. Yeah, as I said, could be a challenge for the Space Marines, just for the sheer distance you have to travel, but we'll see how it goes right now. I would like, with the previous mission of this type, we'll just do the first one normally, and then we'll speed through the other 4, but we'll upload a bonus video of all the footage, so you can look at that if you want to. So here we've got our battlefield set up for recon assault. You can see we're using these ranged rulers and the dice to mark out each of the Death Guard deployment zones. So we've got deployment zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So now the Death Guard deploy first and they have to roll off for each unit, so there's only 2 units, to see which deployment zone they end up in.
So we'll start with the Plague Marines, number 3.
So that's this one in the middle.
I'll roll for Poxwalkers as well, number 4.
Next door down here.
Right, so Plague Marines are here in starting zone 3, as you see, and the Poxwalkers are there. Everyone in the middle, because I don't know which way the Reivers are going to come, so just trying to spread out or cover all angles.
So the Death Guard are deployed. The Space Marines do not deploy, they move on their first turn, and they do get the first turn, so we're into Space Marines turn 1. So my first thing, you see this squad has moved on in the middle, and another squad has moved on up there behind the ruins. So it's straight on to the shooting phase. So that squad over there in the ruins is not in range of anyone, but this squad is. So we're going to put our pistol shots into the Plague Marines. So 3 shots hitting on 3s. 1 hit. That was a 1, that got knocked into 4, and then wounded on a 5. It wounded.
4+ save. Nope. And disgustingly resilient. Nope.
So Plague Marine goes down. And then in the charge phase, this Reaver squad is going to declare a charge at the Poxwalkers. Ooh, no, not with an 8. That's my first turn. Done. On to Death Guard turn 1.
Poxwalkers are going to start by moving up their 4. And Plague Marines, they're actually going to move back into the cover behind the ammo boxes. And they're going to shoot at the front Reaver squad here, well, the closer Reaver squad who are behind. Start with the Champion's Plasma Gun. We will supercharge it. 1 hit, reroll 1s. Yep, 2 hits. 6s. No, sorry.
2s.
2s to wound, but I rolled that.
Yeah. Oh dear.
So, I don't mind. We'll do the Blight Launcher.
Oh no.
Oh well.
Oh.
Okay.
Some pretty poor start there.
We'll stay optimistic. The Poxwalkers are going to charge those Reivers.
So nobody's in grenade range, so we'll just do 3 pistol shots for Overwatch. No hits.
Yeah. That's a 5, so that's definitely not within range.
No. That's the end of Death Guard turn 1. On to Space Marines turn 2. So this squad is just going to hop over the pipe, and this squad is going to advance. So they get to advance another 2 inches. So there they've moved up there 8. And we're on to the shooting phase. The first Reaver squad, yep, they're all in pistol range again of the Plague Marines, so we'll try that again. So 3 pistol shots hitting on 3s. They all hit. Wounding on 5s. 2 wounds, blimey.
At least I'm in cover this time. Still failed 1 save. And another guy dies. Another guy dies.
So that's the Blight Launcher goes down. And then in the charge phase, this squad will declare a charge on the Poxwalkers. So they've got a 9-inch charge, so they should be able to go around the Poxwalkers hopefully. So there you can see the results of that charge. So they Reivers basically just ran through this gap between the barrels, so now they're on the other side of the Poxwalker squad. We have 10 attacks hitting on 3s, 8 hits, wounding on 3s, 5 wounds.
Reroll 2, so only 3 dead. Yeah, I'll take these.
And then the Poxwalkers get to fight back.
Yeah, well, hold on a bit.
6 attacks hitting on 5s. Got the right in, 4 hits.
We'll do that again. No, only 1 wound.
3+ armor save, failed though. So Reaver takes a wound. So that's the end of Space Marines turn 2, on to Death Guard turn 2.
Well, what's going to happen? The Champion's going to move up over here.
Yep.
Staying within 2 inches of the ammo crates. Then he's going to shoot at these Reivers over here.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to supercharge. He's got 2 hits, wounding on 2s. That's double 2, but it's better. Yeah.
He had it turned on. 6+ armor saves. Well, I made 1, so 1 Reaver dies. It'll be the guy at the back here.
Yeah. And then he will declare a charge on those Reivers.
Okay, no watch.
No, and I'm just going to move in.
Definitely in. So he fights first.
He does. 2 attacks hitting on 4s. 1 hit, wounding on 2. Yep.
6+ armor save. Nope, so that wounded Reaver goes down.
Then he'll just consolidate into those 2.
Yep.
And then the Poxwalkers get to fight.
Yep.
In 2 hits this time. Wounding on not that. consolidate him like that.
Yep. And then the Reivers get to fight back, so it'll be 7 attacks. I'll put them all on the Poxwalkers. 7 attacks hitting on 3s. 5 hits. Wounded on 3s. 5 wounds.
And they survive. Nope.
Only made more resilient, so the Poxwalkers go down.
Just the champion left.
That's the end of Death Guard turn 2. On to Space Marines turn 3. So these 2 Reivers have just fallen back. And then this squad is going to advance 5 inches, so they can go 11. So there you can see they've advanced. We just moved the hatch out of the way because it's basically irrelevant in this mission, other than they just be wobbling on top of it. And they're fairly close to the board edge. This squad, one will fire his pistol and the other will throw a crack grenade at the champion. So the crack grenade is hitting on a 4, re-rolling 1s. It missed. And the pistol hitting on a 4, re-rolling 1s, also missed. And that squad can't charge because it fell back. And we're on to Death Guard turn 3.
The champion, well, I need to kill these guys as a priority, so he's going to move his whole 5. He's going to risk getting away from the ammo box. And then he'll supercharge his plasma gun at them.
Okay.
And he kills himself, but he did hit one. He wounded him.
5 plus cover save, well, plus 5 plus armor save, plus 1 for cover. Which I made.
So that doesn't even kill him. Champion blows up, and then these guys have got 2 movement phases.
Yeah, and they're only 9 inches away, so they'll definitely be able to make it. So that will be a victory for the Silver Templars in our first recon assault. So here we have our map here. So the Silver Templars are starting at checkpoint, command point Alpha 08. We got a victory in point A. So there you see my poor attempt at the Silver Templars logo. So now we'll just go into the time lapse of the remaining 4 recon assault missions, and we'll show you at the end what the resulting map looks like. Yeah, 5 for 5 for the Silver Templars.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. Jeez. Well, I did have some pretty poor luck in other games.
Yeah.
Just now your luck's run out, apparently. So here, after our 5 games of Recon Assault, it's a 5-0 victory for the Silver Templars. Mostly, I think, due to some bad rolling for the Death Guard, some extremely poor rolling. And like last time, there'll be a bonus video included with this upload, so you can watch all the games in normal speed if you want to. But we'll see how this affects our next game right now. So here's our second mission for this issue, Decapitation Strike. So the Silver Templars have found Lord Felthius and we're going to try and kill him. So as you can see here, the Death Guard deploy in the middle of the map, and they also have to deploy all of their units as well, so Lord Felthius and the Tainted Cohort can't teleport in. And it says here that the Space Marines do not deploy and instead move on from a random mat edge at the start of the first turn. However, for each victory in the previous mission, so for each recon assault victory, I get to choose the edge for one unit instead of rolling. But since I won all 5 games, I can actually choose my deployment edge for each of my units. And then the victory conditions, the Space Marines win immediately if we kill Lord Felthius. The Death Guard player has to keep Felthius alive until the end of the game, and the game lasts for 4 battle rounds. So we'll go over the army overviews and get straight into the game. So here's our Space Marine army for the mission Decapitation Strike. So we've got Lieutenant Cassius leading, 3 aggressors, the Redemptor Dreadnought, 5 Reivers and 5 Intercessors. And here's our Death Guard army for Decapitation Strike. So we have Lord Felthius, the Man of the Hour, Foul Blightspawn, the Tainted Cohort, 5 Plague Marines and 12 Poxwalkers. So there you can see the Death Guard have deployed in the centre of the board.
Yeah, we've got Lord Felthius in the middle, because he's the target of assassination, so we want him protected, and the Foul Blightspawn likewise. Terminators around him, and the Plague Marines around Lord Felthius, and then the Poxwalkers forming a screen all the way around the outside. I mean, I've basically got no cover, and...
You do have the ammo box at least.
I do have the ammo box, but all your units are going to be able to come on in range and do whatever you like, so I'm just trying to be as compact as possible, basically.
So, yeah, Death Guard deployed. The Space Marines move on in their first turn, so we'll move, and they get to go first, so Space Marines, turn 1. So normally I would have to roll off for each unit, but then for each game I won Recon Assault, I could choose the board edge, and if I had, since I won all 5 games, I can choose all the units. But if I had to roll off, 1 and 2 would have been this board edge, 3 and 4 would have been that board edge, 5 would have been this board edge, and 6 would have been that board edge. Here my first turn, the Reivers have moved on from this board edge, as of the aggressors, Cassius and the Intercessors, while the Dreadnought has gone round the other side, on to the shooting phase. So we're going to start off with the aggressors. They're going to fire their Flamestorm gauntlets into the Poxwalkers. 66 automatic hits, 23 hits. So I'll do them in 2 batches. First batch of 12 is wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s for Cassius. And a couple of 1s there to reroll. Only 1 more, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 so far. Sorry, that was 9 wounds. So I'll do the other batch of 11. That's a bit better. So that is 10 wounds. That's 19 wounds in total.
I'll do the 10 first. Saved 3, so that's 7 down so far. Yeah. They're all dead.
So the Poxwalkers are all incinerated. So next, the Intercessors are all going to rapid fire into the Plague Marines. 10 shots hitting on 3s. A lot of misses, that's a lot of misses. It's only 4 hits. And then wounding on 5s, you're rolling 1s. 3 wounds though.
Other saves, failed 2. Disgustingly resilient, failed 2 again.
So 2 Plague Marines go down.
Now I've realised I put the champion in a bad place. Yeah, you're going to have to take away these 2 because I don't want that Dreadnought coming in.
The Dreadnought will fire all of its weapons at the Plague Marines. So I'll start with the Heavy Flamer. D6 automatic hits, 6. Wounding on 4s. 3 wounds, so it's minus 1 EP, so 4 plus.
I've made all of those.
And then we have 2d6 Fragstorm grenade launchers. 4 potential hits, hitting on 3s. They all hit. Wounding on 5s. No wounds. And the Heavy Onslaught Gatling Cannon. 12 shots, hitting on 3s.
4s,
yes, 4s because it moved. Only 4 hits. Wounding on 4s. 2 wounds. 4 plus arm saves.
Failed 1. No.
Yeah, no resilient.
Yeah, you're going to have to take the champion. Because otherwise that Dreadnought was going to come in. I put him in a bad location.
Lieutenant Cassius will fire his bolt pistol at the Plague Marines. 1 shot hitting on a 3, you hit. Wounding on a 5, you're rolling 1s. You're rolling the 1. Didn't wound. You can choose to shoot at a character if they are the closest enemy unit to the model that is shooting. So this Reaver on the end is slightly closer to Felthius than the Terminators, so he will throw a shot grenade at Felthius. And the other 4 will fire their bolt pistols at the 2 Plague Marines. So the shot grenade, these 3 hits, potential hits, 1. Hitting on 3 rolling 1s, it hit. 3 shots at the bolt pistols, 4 shots hitting on 3s, rolling 1s, rolling 1. 3 hits, wounding on 5s, you're rolling 1s. 1 wound.
4+? Nope. Disgusting resilient? Yes. Phew.
Yeah, that's good for you.
Yeah, that is good.
On to the charge phase. The Dreadnought will declare a charge on Felthius and the 2 Plague Marines. We did measure, and he can just get within an inch of Felthius.
Yes.
By getting between those 2 Plague Marines.
And if you didn't declare him, I would heroically intervene, even if you didn't.
Yes.
So.
But I was going to declare him anyway because he hasn't got any Overwatch.
Yeah. So this bolt gunner will throw a crack grenade, and the light launcher will light launch. It missed, and the crack grenade missed.
So charge distance,
yeah.
5 is enough. So he'll get in, and he is just within an inch. And then the aggressors will declare a charge on Lord Felthius and the 2 Plague Marines as well.
Okay, well, yeah.
So they need a fairly decent roll to get in. 4 won't be enough. That's not good. And the Reivers will also declare a charge on Felthius and the Plague Marines then. No, not with a double 1. It's all going pear-shaped, which means Cassius can't go anywhere.
Well, Felthius is already in within an inch, but he can heroically intervene, and I'm going to do so just to get him as far away as possible from the guys over there.
Yep. So the Dreadnought gets to go first. Going to put all my attacks on Felthius. Full melee attacks, hitting on 3s. 2 hits, wounding on 2s. Because strength 14 against toughness 5.
There's 1 wound. I get my 4+ invulnerable save, which I've made.
There we go. It's all going to fall apart now. So you get to fight back?
Yeah, Felthius will fight back. He's got 4 attacks, but hitting on 3s because you've got hit him with a shot grenade.
No death to Silver Templars.
No. So what have we got there? That's oh dear.
Oh dear. That is
so he's only hit once. So nobody can hit anyone.
Wounding on a 4.
Rerolling 1s. No.
No, he didn't wound.
And then the 2 Plague Marines, for what it's worth, they've got a hit. They wounded it. Wow.
3+ armor save. No, it's fine. It's totally ineffectual all round. So failing those charges is not good, as we'll soon see, presumably, as we head into Death Guard turn 1.
Right, what we're going to do is we're going to move the Foul Lightspawn over here. Then we're going to move the Terminators to get in the way, like that. Right, the Plague Marines will fall back like this. And finally, Lord Felthius will get himself over here.
Okay.
Right, in the shooting phase, the Foul Lightspawn will shoot the Dreadnought.
Okay.
Strength of its shot, only 5.
So it's going to be wounding on through 5s.
Yeah, D6 hits, 3. Wounding on 5s, 3 rolling 1s, 3 2s.
So nothing.
Plague Marines can't shoot. The Tainted Cohort, they're not going to do much to the Dreadnought, so they're going to shoot the aggressors.
Okay.
The Plague Spew gets 5 hits. Wounding on 4s, 3 rolling 1s. Nope, 2 wounds.
2 4+ armor saves. Didn't make either, so an aggressor goes down. It'd be the man at the back. So you just remembered that the Plague Marines have to make a morale test at the end of the last turn.
That's 3.
So they're fine.
They're fine.
So that's all right. So back to the shooting phase. You've got the combi bolters.
The aggressors. Rerolling 1s, fortunately. That's a bit better. 6 hits.
Wounding on 5s.
1.
3+ armor save. Made it.
And the Tainted Cohort will charge the Reivers.
Just the Reivers?
Yeah, just Reivers.
So I will overwatch with my pistols and 1 shot grenade. So do the shot grenade first, D3 shots, 2. Hitting on a 6. Nope. Pistol shots, hitting on 6s. 1. Wounding on a 5. Oh, rerolling 1s, but wounded. 3+.
Well, failed armor save.
5+.
Failed that as well.
Terminator takes a wound.
Yeah, it'll be the man with the...
Yeah, the man without a melee weapon.
Man without melee weapon, and then their charge roll is that, which is enough.
Staying an inch away from the aggressors.
Yes. Then the fight phase. Oh, I know, Cassius Tiki won't need to go there.
No, you can't intervene.
We'll pile into the aggressors.
Okay.
Put all our attacks on the Reivers.
Yep, because you can't attack the aggressors.
We'll start with the axe. 2 attacks, 1 hit.
Why are you wounded? Yeah.
Yeah, wounded.
Why are you rerolling the 1? 5+ armor save?
Yeah.
Made it.
With the sword, 1 hit. Didn't wound, and the guy with no melee weapon missed twice.
So I get to hit back. I get to pile in actually. I'll choose the Reivers to go first. So the Reivers have 16 attacks, hitting on 3s, and 11 hits, wounding on 5s, rerolling 1s because of Calcius. That's 6 wounds, 2 plus arm saves.
Failed 3. Oh dear. And disgustingly resilient. Failed 3.
So 2 Terminators go down.
Yeah, well, obviously he has to go down, the guy with the wound, and I'm actually going to take the axe, because then...
The aggressors aren't engaged and
Yeah.
can't fight back. Oh, the Reivers can consolidate. We'll move around a bit. So that's a finished consolidating. That's the end of Death Guard turn 1. On to Space Marines turn 2. So for my movement, the aggressors have moved up, staying an inch away from him. The Reivers fell back over here to leave space for Cassius to get into the middle to give his aura, and the intercessors have moved around to get within 2 inches of that box, again always staying away from him. And the Dreadnought's going to stay where it is so it can shoot a little bit more accurately with its heavy onslaught Gatling cannon. And so on to the shooting phase. So first off, the 2 aggressors are going to fire their Flamestorm gauntlets at the 2 Plague Marines. Try and clear them out of the way. So we've got 46 hits, 18 hits. So we've got 18 dice here. Wounding on 5s, rerolling 1s. 6 wounds. So that's average. 3 plus armor.
Arm saves, failed 5.
Wow. Oh dear.
Yeah, they're dead.
So the Plague Marines go down. So I'll do the Intercessors next because they're closest to the Terminator, so they'll have to shoot at him. So 1 will throw a crack grenade and the other 4 will rapid fire with their bolt rifles. So we've got a crack grenade, hitting on 3 rerolling 1s, rerolling the 1. It hit, wounded on a 3, strength 6. It wounded.
3 plus save. Nope.
D3 damage. 2.
Nope.
Failed his resilient. The Terminator goes down.
It's an anti-tank grenade in the face.
In that case...
You're running out of things to shoot at.
No, it's not supposed to go this well. Calcius will throw... Oh, characters don't block characters, don't they?
No.
In that case, Calcius will throw a crack grenade at Lord Felthius. So he's got a 1 shot hitting on a 3, rerolling 1s. It hit. Wounded on a 3. It wounded.
3 plus save. No, didn't make that one either.
D3 damage. 2.
Resilient. No.
Felthius down to 4 wounds. Then the Reivers. One of them will throw a shot grenade at the Foul Blight spawn, and then the other 4 will fire their pistols at Lord Felthius. So the shot grenade, 1 shot hitting on a 4, rerolling 1s. Rerolling the 1. No, missed.
No, at least that didn't hit.
Pistols, hitting on 4s. 1 hit, wounding on 5s, rerolling 1s. Didn't wound. And then the Dreadnought is going to fire everything at Lord Felthius. So heavy flamer, 2 hits, wounding on 4s, 1 wound, 3 plus.
Made that.
2d6 frag storm, 8 shots, hitting on 3s, 6 hits, wounding on 5s, 1 wound, 2 plus arm save.
Yep.
And then heavy onslaught Gatling cannon, 12 shots hitting on 3.
Ooh, that's a lot of ones.
That is very poor. 5 hits. Wounding on 4s. 3 wounds. 3 plus saves. Failed 2. Resilient.
No.
This goes down to 2 wounds. Oh, I just remembered his aura should have gone off on the Dreadnought. So on a 4 plus, the Dreadnought takes a wound.
No.
No, so that was irrelevant.
It's fine, doesn't matter.
On to the charge phase, the Dreadnought will declare a charge on Felthius. He's in with a 4. And then the aggressors will also declare a charge on Felthius. So actually I don't think they can reach him. Just the Dreadnought then. But he gets to go first, and he'll pile in like that. Actually, he doesn't get to... He gets to go first, he doesn't get his charge bonus because he's smelly. But it's my turn, so I get to pick him first.
Yeah.
So 4 attacks on Felthius, hitting on 3s. 1 hit, wounding on a 2. Rerolling 1s. But he's wounded. 4 plus invulnerable.
Oh, I haven't made that.
D6 damage. 1. He's still going to live.
Die. Oh, he doesn't
fine.
take any damage. What's going on?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Anyway.
Come on, Dreadnought.
Lord Felthius gets to hit back.
Yes.
4 attacks hitting on 2s.
They
All
all
hit,
hit.
but no death for the False Emperor. Wounding on
5s.
4s, it's strength 7, isn't it?
Strength 7, yes, we've only gone 4s.
4s rolling 1s, 2 1s.
Ooh.
No, only 2 wounds.
2 wounds, 2 6+ armor saves for the Dreadnought. And didn't make either.
2d6.
2d3.
Sorry, 2d3, yeah, 5 damage.
Down to 8 wounds.
And the Fable Lights Point gets to go as well, technically. Oh, we got Death of the False Emperor, which hit.
2 hits.
And didn't wound. And he doesn't have a Plague Knife.
No, you got 2 hits.
Sorry, an extra hit, didn't wound.
So that's Space Marines turn 2. Lord Felthius is still hanging on in there. On to Death Guard turn 2.
First thing that happens, Lord Felthius' aura goes off, and mortal wound to the Dreadnought on a 4+. Yep.
It is, so it's down to 7.
Still in its top bracket though.
Yep.
Just about. And then the Fable Lights Point is going to fall back, put himself there, get in the way. No shooting in the fight phase. Felthius will attack this.
Yep. All attacks hitting on 2s. They all hit.
All hit, but no Death of the False
All
Emperor.
4s.
4s re-rolling 1s, that's only 1 wound.
6+ armor save. Nope.
D3 damage, 2, so it's
Down to 5 wounds. It's in its middle bracket now. So it can hit back with 4 attacks hitting on 4s. 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. Rerolling 1s. 2 wounds. 2d6 damage. 5.
I'm going to make 4 of them. No.
No. Felthius goes down to the Dreadnought.
Splat.
And that will be an immediate victory for the Space Marines. And just one thing I forgot to mention, in my headcanon, this is the Hellblaster that punched Felthius that one time, and he punched Felthius once and he did it again, even in death. But as I said, victory for the Space Marines, so we'll recap and the Recon Assault missions for you now. So those were the missions for issue 26 of Warhammer 40k Conquest. How did you think those went?
Well, I think it was my turn to roll terribly.
Yes.
I think that was even worse than the previous time when I rolled terribly.
It was
pretty atrocious,
It
to
is
be honest.
kind of hard to recap these missions because you mostly just rolled badly most of the time. I don't think you really made any tactical errors.
Well, we can talk about the mini campaign. I think,
Yeah.
again, I thought it was going to be quite hard for the Space Marines because they had to get so far in that length of time. And I thought, well, if I can bog them down in combat for 1-2 turns, even though you've got 2 squads, I thought, Poxwalker and the Plague Marines, be able to shoot a couple of Reivers to death, then bog down the survivors, and hopefully just keep you occupied long enough that you wouldn't be able to get to the end of the board in time. I mean, as it turned out, you shot Plague Marines with pistols.
Quite often, I killed several Plague Marines with pistols.
My shooting was completely ineffectual. Champion killed himself at least once.
Yeah, and
twice,
I made several 6+ armor saves against overcharged plasma gunfire and against the blight launcher as well. And your blight launchers missed half the time; they were definitely below average.
Yeah, and then in melee, the champion consistently missed with his power fist and then rolled 1s to wound.
In one mission, he actually rolled 2 1s to wound in a row, and several times actually rolled double 1 to hit as well. I think the Poxwalkers killed 1 Reaver across all 5 missions as well.
Yeah, well, I don't expect them to kill stuff. They're just there to get in the way.
But they weren't that much of a speed bump, even for 3 Reavers.
No, not really. But nevertheless, my deployment was okay. I mostly deployed. My roles for random deployment were mostly coherent. I usually had everybody in roughly the same place.
Well, really, as the Death Guard, you really don't want 1 and 2 because that lets you just get charged immediately out of the gate.
Yeah,
which is very bad because you let some Reavers move even further.
I think you want to start probably as far back as possible with the Death Guard. You get more shooting that way and get to force the Reavers to actually come to you, really, rather than like in the previous one of these, you get the distance on the board by making charges, basically.
Yeah, you get a lot of extra movement if you can make them. And 3 Reavers, they do have enough attacks to threaten. I mean, they'll struggle with the Plague Marines, but they'll go straight through the Poxwalkers fairly easily. Yeah,
especially if they only had 6 Poxwalkers. If it was 12, then you'd take a little while to cut through them. But
and the AP-1 for the bolt pistols actually did come into play as well.
It did,
It did shoot you in the open a few times.
Yeah.
Counted.
Yes.
And just being able to fall back. I mean, I actually have to kill your units so I can fall back and still shoot and whittle them down.
Yeah, actually falling back and shooting, it's not the best Space Marine chapter tactic, I don't think, but in that game, when you could get the extra movement and still, particularly against Poxwalkers because they're so weedy, you can fall back and still kill a couple of Poxwalkers with shooting.
And that sort of compounded into the second mission where I was able to just coordinate all my deployment. Well, I think you did deploy well given the small area because you deployed your units to stop the Dreadnought because I want to bring them on the short edge because that brings me closer to you and closer to melee. And there's only really one place to put the Dreadnought and that's the place where I put him, where he's within a reasonable distance. Once again, just being able to get so close and just immediately mince all the Poxwalkers with the Flamers.
Yeah.
And my shooting, I did kill 3 of your Plague Marines with shooting again. Well, you did misdeploy the champion, you said.
I did misdeploy the champion. If I'd put him on the end, I could have killed him off. Should have put a bolt gun there. Should have kept him near the Dreadnought, to be the last guy to die, basically. So that was a shame. But Well, I could have taken a couple of wounds off it maybe, but...
It could have been enough. I mean, could have done 5 wounds.
Could have done 5 wounds. Just a mistake on my part.
Again, it's mostly just poor rolling. I mean, I thought after I failed my 2 charges and only got the Dreadnought into combat, that you could just bog everyone down with the Terminators and just go straight through all my Reivers and Aggressors.
Yeah.
And your Foul Blight spawn as well. I expected you to shoot the Reivers, actually, rather than the Dreadnought. If you roll well for him, he is very deadly against the Dreadnought.
Well, that's the thing. If he'd got strength above 7, wounding on 3s with that thing, and then got lots of hits, then and flat 3 damage a shot, 6+ save, he could really cut that down quickly.
He could have killed it in 1 turn.
Yeah. Or at least done a ton of damage to it, so it wasn't good enough to get rid of Felthius. Because Felthius, even with the Dreadnought, it does do 6 damage, but if he makes it into vulnerable save, they just bounce off.
I mean, it took a long time for the Dreadnought to actually hit him. But,
most of the wounds against Felthius were actually done with crack grenades.
Yes, crack grenades actually did something in this game as well. Yeah. Usually they don't do very much.
Yeah, and the Terminator took one to the face as well. And in fact, my Terminators in general...
Yeah, if they'd done so well in the previous games, they must have had an off day.
Yeah, they were supposed to be a speed bump, but speed bumps aren't supposed to die to blokes with knives. Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, though, I tried to be as canny with my movement as possible, and...
Your Foul Blight spawn was very annoying. He got in the way very well. That's the Terminator, actually.
Every unit except for Lord Felthius was basically expendable to get in the way, because you only had 4 battle rounds to kill him, so I knew if I could hold you up long enough, you might not be able to do it. And in fact, the Dreadnought it took him so long to do anything in close combat that I kind of almost got a bit more time than I probably should have had in the end. But you can see that if you hadn't, if you'd had units coming in random board edges or appearing on long board edges, of course, you'd expect to win some of those first missions, and so you would bring in your most effective units, but I guess unsupported,
I mean, you could say I'd won 2 games, I could bring in the Dreadnought and Calcius. Yeah. And I'd try and coordinate them with maybe the Reivers or the Aggressors. Yeah. The Intercessors are probably the least important unit.
Yeah, they can go a long way.
Doesn't matter where they go.
Still shoot. They're not a problem. So you would have still brought your best units in, even if you hadn't won all the games.
Roughly in the same place.
Yeah, but equally, the Aggressors by themselves might not have been... They might have killed the Poxwalkers, but then they would have been by themselves rather than have all of your other guys near them.
Yeah, I mean, it opens you up to being defeated in detail. Especially if you mostly end up on the long edges as well, because then you have to spend turns actually moving into range. That means the Death Guard get to actually do shooting.
And and a bit running away as well, because if you'd had units on the short table edges, I would have a bit more space as well to run away. Although Felthius was a 4-inch move, he's never going to be particularly speedy.
But you can still move like the Foul Blight spawn and the Plague Wings away, because they don't really want to be in melee. And because I was able to tie them up with the Dreadnought, unfortunately for you. But I don't think there's too much more that needs to be said about these missions. So if you like this content, please leave a like and subscribe, and leave any comments as to what you would have done differently and if you've played these missions as well. Tell us how you did. We've been the Tabletop Donkeys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Goodbye.